everybody, this is Jen from Cookies, Cupcakes, and Cardio.com, and I am so excited to finally have a reason to wear my Rainbow Dash hat. Isn't it lovely? So today I'm going to be showing you how to make like pretty much an explosion of rainbow cake. We're going to be using the Rainbow Dash Equestria Girls doll, and it's going to have a cake that is a rainbow inside, and then it's covered in candy in a rainbow. It is rainbow galore. Let's get started on this really fun cake. To make the cake, we're going to be using colored vanilla cake batter. So I've got the rainbow colors here. We're also going to be using 6 different colors of candies. You could, of course, use whatever color of candies that you want to. Now, within each of the candies, there's all sorts of different sizes and shapes and shades of the color. You also are going to need a Rainbow Dash Equestria Girl doll. And we're going to be using some buttercream, and I've colored it light blue to match the doll, and we're going to have some remaining vanilla cake batter that's not colored at all. So I'm going to be using this doll cake pan. You can also use like a large bowl like this if you don't have the cake pan. I've used the cake pan for lots of recipes though, so it's a really good investment in my opinion. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put the cake batters into the pan here, and you can see that I've like just kind of sprayed it, and I've also put the parchment paper in. That's just going to help it a bit, to help it when you remove it. So I'm going to alternate with my colors and with a little bit of white. This is just totally optional. It just gives it a little bit kind of more color dimension when we actually pull the cake out. So we're going to be baking the cake for, these ones take a longer time, so it's going to be about 45 minutes to even an hour. And the reason they take a little bit longer is because they're so deep in here and there's so much batter. And the metal rod in the center here does help, so that will kind of cut down on your time. So make sure you start watching it at about 45 minutes, and that's in a 350 degree oven. So I have the cake baked, and here I have the doll prepped and ready to go. Now you'll see I've just wrapped her hair and her body in some plastic wrap. Make sure she's nice and clean before you put her into the wrap. So I'm just going to, I've also removed her feet here, or her shoes, the poor thing. And I'm just going to take her and then place her into the hole here at the top and just shove her all the way down as far as she can go, like that. And then I am going to take some of my buttercream and I'm going to start putting on my candy. Now, because I'm going to be working in small sections at a time and I don't want my buttercream to crust, I'm only going to put on probably like this much buttercream at a time. And then I'm going to apply my candy. What are you doing there, Twilight Sparkle? And I'm going to put my candy on here like this. And then I'm just going to do like probably like 2 or 3 rows of the purple candy. And then I'm going to move on to the next color, and I will show you that part up next. Moving on to the blue. Now it's kind of fun to have a bunch of different sizes and just kind of fit them in close together, as close as you can. And you can put all different shades of the colors too. And as you work your way up to the cake towards the actual doll, you just want to make sure that your layers are divided equally so that you kind of have like an equal dispersion of the colors all the way up the top. So I'm just going to finish off all of my colors up here, and then I'm going to show you how to make the actual rainbow. So next up is the rainbow arch, and what I have in front of me are all the colors of the rainbow in fondant, and I've just rolled them into little logs and wrapped them in saran wrap. And here I have a clay extruder, which is commonly used for fondant, and at the end of it is a small round little opening, and that's just a little disc you can change to different shapes. Now you don't have to use the extruder, but it does make things difficult, or a lot easier, I mean. So instead of rolling this out like a snake, we're going to use this instead. We need a 6-inch round shape of some sort. You could use a bowl. I've just got a cake disc here, and we're going to need a little bit of water for glue for the fondant and just a little paintbrush. So the first thing we need to do is we're starting with yellow, and I'm going to take my saran wrap off, and then into the extruder I'm going to put this little snake of yellow fondant. I'm going to push it down as far as I can here, and just kind of push that in, and then take the extra off. And then you're going to push this part in. And if you're interested in getting one of these extruders, I'll put a link in the description box for you to an Amazon site so you can get your own. They're really handy. So I'm just twisting it on here now. the lid. Now I'm just going to twist this handle, and it's going to take a couple turns before the fondant starts to come out. But when it does, you will eventually see that it comes out in a really nice little line, nice little arch we're going to use for the rainbow. So I'm just going to keep twisting and twisting until I get all of the fondant out. So I have 3 of the fondant pieces rolled out here, and I have my 6-inch cake board here now, and I'm just going to kind of fit the yellow tight to it like that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of water and just go around the outside here of the yellow where the orange is going to match up. Now you can use just like a little bit of gum paste in water too if you want to, but I find that using the water like this works as an adhesive and it works really well. So now I'm just moving my orange down to here, and I'm just pressing that kind of really gently there like that into place. Now you can go down as far as you want to, or you can just kind of leave them like that. We're going to fill the empty space between the cake and the rainbow with marshmallows as clouds. Once you've got those 2 colors in place, you could add your red again, but I'll do that when you guys don't need to watch that part. And I'm going to take this away, and I've got my arch there still. And now I'm going to put the water on the inside of the yellow. And as you can probably guess, I'm going to move the green piece up into place. And then I will repeat the water on the green, and I will get the blue and the purple attached inside here. So I'm going to do those colors, and then I'll be back to show you the final step for the rainbow. Now that I have the rainbow all assembled, I'm going to trim it. And like I said before, you don't have to worry about getting an exact size. You just want to make sure that you've kind of got it level here, because you can be able to push it into the cake, because we're going to put in these little toothpicks. So I'm going to get out a couple for each side. And then I'm just going to do like the purple and the blue section here. I'm just gently pressing it straight in, trying not to move the fondant too much, just like this. And then once I get 2 of these in each side, you might even want to do a third. I'm going to set it off to dry. And you might want to do this ahead of time, because it does take a couple of hours to dry, and I actually left mine out overnight just to make sure it was really hard before I tried to move it. So our rainbow is finished and our cake is finished. Now all we have to do is put the rainbow into place. So I'm just going to gently press the toothpicks down into the back here. And as you can see on the board here, I've got some marshmallows and some melted white chocolate. And so what I'm going to do is just take the marshmallows and the little bit of white chocolate, and I'm going to fill in all this space underneath with the marshmallows to give it that look of clouds. So I'm going to finish this off, and then I'll be back to show you the finished product. And I've got a second cake on the go to cut into to show you what the inside will also look like. So there you go, everybody, the completed Rainbow Dash cake. Now, I had to put her feet back on when I cut into this cake because she just looked really sad without her feet on. So I've put them back on and it still looks really good in there. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Share it with a My Little Pony lover in your friend or family group. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys all again next time.